Hi, so my name is Yosaif August, and I am really delighted to have a chance to speak with you a little bit this morning. Mary Angela?
Thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it. We have had you at the center before, right? You taught a workshop with us back in the fall, and we're really excited to bring you back in the spring. And now, of course, everything's changed a little bit, so we're definitely going to get it rescheduled. But I really wanted to get people to find out a little bit about you and what you do and what it is. So could you tell us a little bit about what your workshop is about at the center?
Yeah. Well, the workshop is really it's about what's next. Okay. And oh my God, I mean, what a question. If it was ever like a question with ambiguity and what have you. But it's generally about what's next for whether we call it the second chapter, the next chapter, the third chapter of our lives. But what's the next piece of our lives that we want to enter with kind of our eye on legacy? We may have made good, positive difference in the lives of people in our careers, whether we did or didn't, or we had to sacrifice in order to raise a family or what have you. But that these next chapters are ones we really have a chance to design them with a sense of purpose and a sense of passion, opening up to possibilities. And for those of us where another important element is we get a paycheck. So I call them the 4 Ps.
Great. So in your workshop, do you sort of explain to people the concept of the Encore career, and do you help them sort of narrow down what some of their options might be, or like how does that work in the workshop?
Yeah, well, in a sense, we open up before we narrow down, okay? And the journey, we use the design thinking, and we use the approach of designing your life. It's a bestseller from the New York Times, and they call it wayfinding, you know. And designing our life is not an engineering issue, you know. If it was, it would be very simple, but it would be really boring. You know, how do you get from here to there? That's engineering, and engineers know how to do that. This is design, and it's really kind of really paying attention to the kinds of things that excite us, the things that engage us, the things that energize us. Okay, and to start to really see how those have played out in our lives. That more importantly, to start to envision what we could do that really plays to that, and that the world needs.
That's fantastic. So we also have you coming to the speaker series on the Hill, which is our collaboration with the Presbyterian Church of Chestnut Hill, and we do a speaker series. And you're scheduled to be our June speaker and
Right.
speak to this. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes. So, the workshop is more hands-on and in between the sessions, there's some real solid work that people do in terms of, doing some awareness work at home. This will be an introduction. What kind of things that people do in Encore Careers? Giving examples of that. One of which is me, because I had early onset of Encore in my 50s. I radically changed my work. My wife and I ran an executive search firm, and we both we took a deep dive into Encore. And I invented these things called bedscapes for hospitals, using nature imagery for healing. It's using the cubicle curtain as a platform for image and the sounds of nature. And I've been continuing. I'm a serial Encore person, I mean, I've been doing different things as an Encore career. Becoming a life coach was one of those, and becoming an Encore life coach was another. So anyway, so I'll share a little bit about my own story. But I really think that if this is a time that so much of what we assumed that the future had in store for us, and the possibilities and whatever, and for all of the things that are so challenging and tough, there are new possibilities, some of which we don't even really have a clue about, And, just all the people who decided working at home is a pretty good thing, you know? I mean, you missed, the proverbial water cooler or whatever, but, those things are important. But so that's the kind of thing, wherever we are when we get to the speaker's time, right? That'll be stuff for us. It'll be part of what I present. So it'll be very current.
Great, that's wonderful. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us a little bit about that. We look forward to your workshop and your speaker series engagement. That'll be very exciting. So thank you again, and we're very happy to have you involved with the center.
Thank you. See you then.
All right.
Bye-bye now.